Yo, what is going on? Welcome to On the Chain. Welcome to the OTC community. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip
Chip,
right over
what's going on,
here.
guys? Good to see you
We,
tonight.
man, it's great to see you. I'm glad you made it here today. Glad everybody made it here today. We got a lot of amazing things to talk about. Wanted to just give a shout out to High Yon Fishing 313 all the way from Detroit. And then we are going to today, Chip, we are going to get into a ton of stuff because it's stuff.
We always get into stuff.
Man, Bitcoin, a potential path to 400,000. Did you know XRP is not a security? Because I just want to remind you, XRP is not a security. Let's see what that case unfolds. ETH Futures, man, there's just like every day things are churning and lots of great information out there. There's even a new mystery entity that just set up 20,000 Bitcoin miners in Serbia. We're going to talk about all that stuff and so much more right now.
Welcome to On the Chain with Jeff and Chip.
Yo,
Jeff, let's start the show off. Look at this. Dylan XD sends us £7 or 7 quid, as they like to say over in the UK. Send us 7 quid. What's up, boys? Been watching you for a few weeks. I've messed up my sleeping schedule due to you. Now it's my routine. From England, XRP to the moon.
Let's go.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Dylan XD. That's pretty cool. And that's what we're here to do. That's the primary reason we said, let's do a crypto channel and let's start messing with people's sleeping schedules. But you're not alone. We have the UK. We got, part of that is Ireland, and we've got Croatia, and there's a bunch of people coming from all over the place.
Yeah, we got Istanbul. We got.
Say it with their accent, Jeff. Istanbul. Istanbul. I don't even. That was so Vancouver. Great when you said that yesterday. Istanbul.
We got Vancouver up here. Man, it's great. It's awesome. We got Poland. Thailand here with us. Poland's already here with us. Keep shouting out where you guys are from. We'll pick it up as we kind of go. But it's amazing, Chip. Always from all over the world, people are fired up about the digital asset space.
Jojo Ben's Pack. Hello, guys. Happy Hump Day. It is Hump Day here in the States, as we affectionately refer to as Wednesday, because it's midweek. It's the hump. And then we go down the other side. 52 cents USD. 52. Life is good.
Life is definitely good. With holy moly, made it in first. And again, Lady E into second. Hey, man, I one of the things I put up here at some point tonight, we're going to have to play just a little bit of a snippet from XRP Bags and Lady E. They have a new video they dropped, and I thought it was pretty great.
Yeah, it is pretty great. And I watched it.
We can get into playing that.
They premiered it last night. I was in the premiere and I'm listening to this thing and I'm like, man, this is so good. And then it was over and I was like, I would have put that thing on loop. So I have a suggestion for you, Lady E, to take back the bags. Loop it like 4 times. So because you know what? People were getting into it. We were enjoying it. And like we were just starting to comment and throw fire and all kinds of, and it was over. So I'm thinking maybe loop it 2 or 3 times. That way we can really sort of get into it. Just a thought. Yep. Jungle Inc. is here popping bottles and Lambos and all kinds of stuff. What's up, Jungle?
Nice. What's up, Jungle?
What is up, good people? If you say what is up, good people, that's known all around in every corner of the world. People?
I say that to my son. He's like, what are you talking about? Every time I walk into the room,
You got to do a Mr. Beast or he won't know what you're talking about. Yeah. It's
$70,000 pizza.
Yeah, I mean, that must be a lot of fun to do that, right? Lady's going to convey it to Bags. I'm telling you, man, start something. Stream, because you know what? Someone might come in like the last 20 seconds of the song, and that way people can enjoy it in a live stream,
Yeah. So, all right. So let's dig into this thing, man. Chip, you brought up, this is the one you threw in there, and that was the last thing I talked about. So there's 20,000 Bitcoin miners that are going up in Siberia. Did I say Serbia?
Dude.
I meant Siberia. I said Serbia before. It's not in Serbia. Let me retract. It was in Siberia. And the total hardware that was shipped over there is worth around $60 million.
Isn't that amazing? In Bratsk.
Nice place for it to go, man. So it's got a capacity of 70 megawatts, valued at, like I was just saying, around 60 million. Man, that's a lot of hardware being shipped over there to mine some Bitcoin.
So you know the funny thing about mining Bitcoin now. So in Siberia, I'm curious what the cost of the electric is, right? I mean, we've heard of Serbia. I mean, she got me saying it, Jeff. Siberia. Serbia is a whole different place. But in Siberia, you know, it's remember that if you did something wrong, you know, like in those movies, those old movies, like they're going to ship you off to Siberia and you'd be mining there. But you were doing a different kind of mining. It wasn't mining Bitcoin.
No, but except for a Kentucky Fried Movie, they said send them to Detroit.
Well, that's right. Yeah. So it was shipped from Asia to its center facility. Wow, that's some pretty interesting news, and this is going to become. Russia currently accounts for almost 7% of the global crypto mining capacity. Puts it in third place, right behind the U.S. and China, which is 65%.
Dude, China at 60. Can you imagine? 65%. You know, I mean that's just mind-boggling that China accounts for 65% of all the mining capacity.
Jeff, if you had to,
just mind-numbing.
But if you had to guess, like, you know, based on how much we know has been mined thus far, we know a bunch of it's been lost. How much do you think China actually owns? Like, how much do you think? And I'm not talking about like, I'm talking about China, everybody combined. You know, governments, you know, citizens, whatever. How much do you think they own in Bitcoin? If you had to guess.
Yeah, I mean, if they're generating 65%, it's got to be a big number. Big number.
Jungle says it's the cost of electricity, but also governments leaving you alone. Mongolia, I think, started chasing them off. So there you go. So it is somewhat of the cost of electricity, but you know, it really, I just still can't believe that's a mind-boggling number, and that's probably even higher than that.
That's it. Oh, sure. Apex says 7 million BTC.
You know what? But you got to imagine. See, that's the whole reason of having Hong Kong. You have Hong Kong, you basically have an outlet to be able to, you know, turn your fiat into something valuable, buy stuff on the open market. You know, I think the other big thing that people missed about the whole Tesla announcement wasn't just that he invested 1.5 billion, you know, they took their balance sheet and invested into Bitcoin, but I think the key thing of that was the fact that you're going to be able to use Bitcoin to purchase Tesla. And I'm guessing that's probably going to roll into some other. I mean, well, maybe the two things would be Tesla. It would be, I mean, you buy a Tesla with Bitcoin or Doge. So you got to be filling in the gaps with the rest of the altcoins, I would imagine. I mean, I know he's been pumping the Doge for a while now.
The Doge, the Doge, man. So someone over here said that the developers are back with the Doge in the Doge community. We gotta take a look at that. Somebody was asking me yesterday, what do you think about Doge? And I said, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I bought it, I've sold it, I bought it, I've sold it. I've made money each time I bought it and sold it. But other than that, you know, I don't know what to say about it, you know, because every time you put your money into it, it's a little bit of a risk. You know, it's kind of like going to the casino, and now it's at a point, you know, with that Dogecoin. I'm not sure. I don't know what to think about it at all at 7 cents. You know, to me, it's a little scary because it went from, it was barely pushing a penny, you know, not that long ago. All of a sudden, you know, it blows up past a penny, 2 pennies, 3, you know, and now, you know, sitting at 7, 8 cents. Yeah, I mean, you could lose a ton of money but you could also make a ton of money pretty easily, you know, if you let it drop to 3 and then you try to buy in, but it could keep dropping, you know, who knows?
But I'll tell you what I think. Really here's what I think's great about Doge. It doesn't matter about that digital asset that it is. It doesn't matter that it has a use case. But what it did was bring a whole new group of people into the digital asset space. Because I mean, my nephew, you know, who's off at college and he's in the military school and he's going to graduate this year. He's become a helicopter pilot. You know, so he's like sending me messages. He's like, I know you're really into crypto. Tell me about Doge. And it's like, no, it wasn't Bitcoin. It wasn't XRP. It wasn't Aave. It wasn't, Litecoin or Ethereum. It was Doge. So bringing people in, they're like, hey, there's this whole place. You go in. It's like you go to the forest to visit a tree and there's a forest there. And you're like, whoa, look at all this. So I think the positive. And so in a weird way, Elon Musk doing a very huge service to the digital asset space. Because then I start sniffing around a little bit, like, kicking the tires, looking around, and they're like, hey, what's this XRP? What's XLM? And they start looking around. What is this? What is Monero? What is that exactly? They start looking around and they start getting involved. So I think there's a good positive outcome. How many people have reached out to me? I can't tell you, Jeff, that want to know about Doge.
Yeah.
Even my daughter's like, she said to me the other day, she said you should. I told you the other day to buy Doge and you couldn't. I'm like, well, nobody could buy it. It was like I couldn't get a hold of it.
Yeah,
I go, by the way, it was 5 cents. You want to sell it at 8.
That's right. Yep. So Jungle's saying Litecoin miners get it for free. They do cyclical pumps on Doge to offload their free stacks of Doge. So that's interesting. And then Sven's got the most important news of all is that he's got the exact same haircut that I have. So that's important. But hey, I wanted to pull something up because here we're talking about
important. It's important. It is important, Jeff. Yeah,
that's important. I don't want to even. I can't. Well, if I share, there's really nothing to share here, so I'm not even going to share this screen. But let me just bring it up. So you guys, if you haven't looked up ARK Investments yet, go look up ARK Investments. Read up on Cathie Wood. She's doing amazing things in stock. I mean, she's just unbelievable. Look at her investments. Figure out who she is. I mean, she's a superstar. But one of the things that she brought up, and this came up yesterday on Yahoo Finance, and she was explaining how Bitcoin could potentially increase by $400,000. And it's interesting because as she's kind of structuring the thought process here. So they look at if every single S&P 500 company were to allocate 1% of their cash into Bitcoin. And so now we're starting to see a trend. There's some naysayers out there, Chip, that are saying, no, Elon Musk and MicroStrategy, they're not leading any kind of, revolution to move money in there. But we're seeing a whole different story because a lot of others are talking about, hey, at least put 1% of your cash into Bitcoin.
Right.
Right. So,
ask him to talk to Michael Saylor and ask him how he's doing, because remember how many punches he took? Now he's worth what, 2 point some billion?
3.5 billion.
Holy cow.
In Bitcoin, right? So Cathie Wood is talking about, all right, if you put 1%, if every S&P 500 company was to allocate 1% of their cash to Bitcoin, that the price could potentially increase by $40,000 just by every single, S&P 500 company. Now, if those same companies were to move 10% of their cash over to Bitcoin, forget about everything else, just the companies, then according to the ARK, investment strategies, they would see here they say they would see the cryptocurrency, obviously, in this case, referring to Bitcoin, climbing by 400,000. Just based on, the sheer numbers of corporate movement into this digital asset space. Not to say it's going to happen tomorrow, might never happen, might be 10 years. But the point is that we're starting to see this migration and adoption, and we're hearing from superstars, like Cathie Wood talking about it.
That's exactly right. I mean, Jeff, I wanted to put that one presentation that you had shared with me last week and see if you can find it on Google, because I think it was one of the favorite presentations I've looked at in a while. It's the presentation style, the substance, everything about it was phenomenal. You watch a presentation, you can say, well, that's weird the way they keep touching their eye, you always find something wrong. And I just found it was flawless. So I don't know if you can find that. I'd love to share it in the chat there, but Buddy Boyo Radio, he sends us a fin. He says, hey, any truth to Jeff Bezos stepping down in order to sidestep shareholders and adding 10 billion of XRP to the balance sheet and enabling XRP payments on Amazon? Well, I don't know if that's true, but I like the thought of it. I mean, I love the way the thought of it. Yeah, the thought process is fantastic. I mean, 10 billion of XRP to the balance sheet. The funny part about it is, who knows really what's going on, but I can imagine that what you're saying there, Buddy Boyo, is that, when you think about Bezos, yeah, he's stepping down, but I don't think until the fourth quarter, right? I think it's fourth quarter he's actually stepping down. And then they took the guy that was basically running all of the Amazon or the cloud stuff. and he's going to take over. But I don't know about that. I love the sound of it, but I don't know if that would be necessarily why he might step aside. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, really. I mean, who knows? I like it, though. It's a good thought.
Good stuff. Good
So
stuff.
check this out. I want to show you this, Jeff. This is something interesting. You have Amazon is preparing to launch a digital currency project in Mexico. So they posted a job description. They got here we go with the advertisement again. It always comes in late to mess me up. So Amazon's grip on the internet economy seems to be coming for currency next, with the e-commerce giant prepping to launch a digital currency project in Mexico. It's yet to be announced, otherwise they would have said this is what it's called. They sketched out across a series of recent job posts. Appears to be an effort to keep lucrative Prime customers eternally plugged into Amazon's platform. So that's interesting. The product will enable customers to convert their cash to digital currency, using which customers can enjoy online services, including shopping for goods, services like Prime Video. One post said of the payment method. It's always fun because when you put a job post up, without giving too much away, you want to give a little bit of a flavor because you want to attract like top developers. You don't want to attract them to one of these projects that's going to get sunsetted. By sunset, I mean just deleted, like what happens at Google on a weekly basis. They acquire a company and then they sunset the project like in 9 months. So it's interesting we should really pay close attention to this. That's very vague at this moment. So, I think the headline's a little bit misleading in this one because they say that, they're launching a digital currency project, but they're really talking about being able to have customers convert cash to digital currency. So it could be they could be doing maybe their own digital currency or maybe their own digital tokens of some kind.
Amazon token.
Yeah, Amazon token, right? And maybe that token has some usefulness of things that can purchase and buy. Because if you think about it, having a token that you could purchase stuff on Amazon, wow, I mean, there's all kinds of services they offer at a discount, right? So you buy that digital asset, the Amazon token, and then it goes up. What they're really doing is creating their own ecosystem outside of traditional fiat. So I mean, we're just speculating at this point. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm reading into it. I don't know what they're going to do.
A lot of speculation. Yeah, who knows? But it's interesting that they're delving into that. I was reading another article that's talking about how Google and I think it was Amazon is somehow involved and somehow behind or involved in some way with Hedera Hashgraph.
Yeah, I like Hedera a lot. I love that.
Some of the projects that they're working on.
I think that project is going to have some serious legs just because there's some great people behind it. They have a very similar type of a use case to what XRP is. It's interesting to see XRP to the moon right there. Called it.
XRP H bar.
Bags. Is Bags in the house?
Bar.
Bags is there. He is. Right there. Bags. By the way, we're going to play a little snippet if you don't mind. If you give us permission, we're going to play a little snippet of your video you dropped last night, which I loved. And I was in there and I made a recommendation. Why don't you play that on a loop? Play that, just have it on 4 times so we can get it, enjoy it, and hang out on the stream, Just a thought.
Yep. That'd be
so
cool.
Let us know if you give us permission. We'll play it in the stream there. H bar, that's right. Hedera Hashgraph.
Hey, I wanted to bring something up. So this was a post from yesterday. This was Mohammed Al-Masari. Now, Mohammed had posted something the other day that Google decided to not allow us to post for absolutely no reason whatsoever. But he posted something relating to something we were talking about yesterday with quantum computing. And so he had brought up, and I thought it was interesting to note it here, but he said quantum computing is on the horizon. Some projects are quantum resistant. Some are not. BTC is not quantum resistant. It must be improved to avert their deadly danger. I'm not sure about XRP, ADA, etc. This danger is not imminent or present, but clear and coming in like 2028 and some plus, somewhere around there. There is still good time to quantum proof BTC and XRP, ADA, etc. if they're not QR already. I thought that was interesting because we had a whole conversation about that yesterday, and I thought that was just a really
You know what's funny about that, Jeff? There's a really solid comment that someone took the time to put down, really kind of get the thought out there. Meanwhile, we have the same kind of spam comments that hit us all the time, which is like, "Hey, I heard about this amazing ad." It's the same length, And what should I do about it? I don't know. Contact this guy. What's his number? And like, it's got a phone number, and you know that. Meanwhile, really well thought out. Like I worry about their algorithms and their AI to be able to understand, the difference. By the way, Bags said we could play it, so there you go.
Nice. Oh, sweet.
So I'm gonna.
Yeah, in the last video, man, we got a ton of comments from the UK. So we had Martin Roberts, nice comment, nice content again, guys. Glad I stumbled on your channel. XRP Hodler from the UK, and after that, I was like that, just one after another from the UK. It's great. It's great to see this expansion from all over the world, not just in the live stream, but after the fact. So, and then we got Sir John coming in from Croatia. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I really want to thank everybody. I mean, we've had so much support. We were looking at our podcast, which is growing too. And you know what? Number 2 is right behind the US is the UK. So, and then we've got, who is number 3? We'll have to show stats sometimes. They're really fun to watch, guys.
Mexico,
take a look at.
Yep.
Mexico is on there. Believe it or not, Mexico is, I think, the 4th or 5th one. But only on our podcast, not on our streams. They don't want to look at us. They want to hear us. So. Yeah. But hey, why don't we play a little bit of this Ghost 2? If you guys missed Ghost 1, that was the first one. I'm gonna be Ghost. That was the first one, and now we got Ghost 2, which premiered and dropped last night.
All right, yeah, everybody. What's that? Yeah, I was reading it, and then
go ahead and read it, bud.
Let me read that real quick. I don't read Gaelic over here, but I'll read it in English.
I don't know.
1,000 welcomes, my friends. Hope all are well and enjoy this crypto space. That's
I only know Slanjava. Slanjava. That's the only thing I know. That's all you need to know, Jeff. You go any part of the world. Slanjava.
Yeah.
To good health. It depends. Slanja is the Gaelic version, but if you go to, if you go a little bit travel further north to Scotland, they say Slanjavas. Yeah. So there you go. There you go, man. So
let's cue up this. We'll play just kind of like the opening a little bit.
We'll play a little bit of this, guys, but
we'll talk about some more.
But go support XRP Bags. He's not only and Lady E too. I mean, what a talent the two of them put together. And Bags has his own channel, so talking about crypto, the talent in this. It just amazes me what you have here. Let's do this, Jeff.
Boot it up. Here we go.
If you can't hear it, let me know.
My necklace, do it big, like in Texas, rim spinning round, reckless money coming in seconds. I'm on a yacht or on an island. I got shades on my eyelids. I went ghost, autopilot, twisted up. No, I'm smiling. I got tails as my pilot. We got treasure, we got lions, we got jewels, we got diamonds. Lucy in the sky, sky and fat bags. I need a diet. I'm with the army, wouldn't try it. Plus this island, you can't find it in them tropical skylands. Vibing, plus my bags fully ripen. All the FUD had to fight it. Now they all left in silence. Shh, you can hear them go. I'ma be ghost. See you later, spaceship racer. Big bags like a banker. Island sands, beach blazer, all white. Yeah, like a ghost, cruising down the coast. I'ma be ghost.
Hair full of smoke like you just seen a ghost. Cruise on a boat in a whole nother coast. Doing the most, got you willing to go. While you was chilling, my bag get the feeling. Now I'm feeling like I'm self-made in the shade. Got my shades on now, I'm blocking the hate. Lady eating bags, we gon' be straight. Disappearing to a whole nother place. Got a Ferrari to race. On my jewelry in a safe. At the party up in space. Smoking bud, never listen to bud. Tells will never sell until it went up. 6 figures ain't appealing enough. 7 I'm feeling, $1 million and up. This gon' be life changing. Never felt so amazing.
I'ma be ghost. See you later, spaceship racer, big bag.
That's what we're gonna be, Jeff. Ghost. I'm gonna be Ghost. Everyone's gonna be Ghost, man. But
everybody, look at that. We're
gonna have one badass party. Now we gotta wait for Lady E to make her entrance. We cannot abandon it without Lady E. So
yeah,
guys,
have her make her entrance, and then we'll pull back.
Let's do this.
Acts like a banker, island sands, beach blazer, all white. Yeah, like a ghost, cruising down the coast. I'ma be ghost.
I don't fear, cause I'm dodging FUD like a bullet. Oh, how I love diversifying my wallets. 24/7, gaining crypto profits. No time for fake profits. I ain't a puppet, flying high in the sky, looking fly in a cockpit. Spirit guides, yeah, I have them. Got healing crystals in my right pocket, cold wallets in my left pocket. Ghost Island where we landed, whole army vanished. Now it's called hunted.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome. You guys did a great job.
That's an
They
awesome
did a
job,
great
man.
job. Yeah.
I know I like Ghost a lot, and then I heard this, and I'm like, Ghost 2 is pretty damn good too. So it's like, man, it's good. I'm waiting for Ghost 3. I think Ghost 3 might be after we moon. I don't know what the
Goes. Wait to
after we
Birdie,
moon.
Birdie, Birdie. Man,
Yo,
what time is it over
what's
there?
Freddie? What are you doing up now, man? It's got to be 3 in the morning.
Got
there.
James Rule came in here, but man, we got all these guys coming in from Europe and all over the place, and it's so late over there. I mean, it's crazy. Glad to have you guys on. So let's get into talking about some good stuff here. What's next here? So, Chip, the other thing that I wanted to bring up, let me see here. Oh, it's just a little ad popped up, and I got to get rid of it. So this was here we go. So this is another one from ARK Invest was talking about Tesla's move. As far as what Tesla did with Bitcoin. So this ARK Investment again getting into the fray because there were some others that were coming out and saying yesterday, Chip, you and I were talking about how that Tesla and Elon Musk getting into Bitcoin isn't going to do anything for the space. And in fact, it's just kind of hype. And then somebody was trying to allude to the fact that Elon Musk with Tesla was doing it because of something going on in China. I mean, all this conspiracy, kind of wrapped up FUD type of stuff. And then here's ARK Investment is saying Tesla's Bitcoin move will spur more company purchases and drive the price higher. And that kind of feeds into what they were saying, before. But I thought it was great. But it says here, this is pretty big tipping. There's a pretty big tipping point that legitimizes Bitcoin beyond just the crypto industry that for so long has just been beating the drum. And this was an ARK crypto asset analyst, Yassine El Manhara. Man, it's really things are heating up. Things are really heating up.
Yeah, and I just really, the more I hear about these so-called experts, the less I really think they're experts. I just think they're a bunch of blowhards. Like, yeah, at one point maybe they were spot on about something. The problem is that time shifts, things change, and they're still living in the past. They're still comparing what they know to 10, 15, 30 years ago. And somebody said something funny. I forgot who it was. It might have been BZ, but somebody said something about what's his name, Shift, the gold guy.
Oh yeah.
It said he commented on one of his tweets. He said it's amazing somebody can be so wrong all the time and have so many followers. So, there's always going to be somebody who is going to be wrong most of the time, but they only have to be right once in a while. And people are like, oh, they're an expert. Yeah, they called that. But man, how many people should learn from their mistakes? 11 plus years, and people are still calling Bitcoin dead. Man. Sit back and watch some other people do it. Oh, the Bahamas, nice.
That's sweet, man. All the way from the Bahamas. That's not too far from here.
That's a stone's throw. If I drive straight
XRP
across the ocean, I'll be there in 90 minutes. That's how close it is.
That's really sweet. Now, I like this. Someone brought this up. Gregson is saying, what happened to the 400 dislikers? You guys must be losing your touch. Smash the likes. So I looked at the video, and it's up to like 895 upvotes and like 50 downvotes or 35 downvotes. So the whole thing kind of flipped on itself from yesterday. Let me see here. Someone,
That's just crushing us, this stuff. Go ahead. Take right. Mr. K.
Mr. K. Do you think what's going on with Ripple was a planned event? So Stellar had a chance to gain some substantial footing to maintain the USDC control of global finance, or is this all just reactionary, or just your thought, Chip?
Reactionary. I mean, wow, that's a long pause. I usually have a lot to say, but no, sometimes I don't even know what to say. Wait, what's Freddie saying here? People should not forget the Tesla buy was already done when the news came. That's right. That happened 30 days prior, right?
That's right. Yeah.
I think it happened, but there was also somebody else that called it and said that I think they called it like, I want to say 45 days plus ago, maybe. So they were kind of taking credit for it. Now, one of the things they dropped was saying that Apple is the next big one, and Apple's going in for $5 billion. So
like to see that.
Yeah, well, think about it. If that's 1% though, when it starts becoming mainstream, Michael Saylor paved the way with MicroStrategies. I mean, he was the first one to go in, and everyone called him nuts. And then you saw we put that chart up last night where you saw everybody else kind of pile in, and now Tesla kind of legitimized it, right? So another big name pops in. If an Apple does it, you got to imagine Google's got to do it, and they're going to buy more. But if you're putting 1% of your balance sheet in there, man, is your value that you have it sitting in a bank, or if it's sitting overseas, it's losing value every single day.
Right.
So why not?
That's correct. That is correct. So hey, let me pull this up. I'm going to try to pull something up. There we go. So this is another one. All the others I was talking about on ARK Invest were coming from CNBC. This one's coming from CNBC. If you remember back in like 2017, 2018, during the big hype, all of the news channels, all of the financial news channels were all hyping and FOMOing, all over cryptocurrency. You remember they tried to buy XRP and they're getting all crazy. So they're all getting all crazy all over again. But this one I thought is interesting because missed out on the Bitcoin boom, because obviously at 45, 46,000, there's a new way to play the crypto craze. And then I was reading here, Bitcoin prices have almost quintupled.
That's a nice word. I like quintuple. Let's drop a quintuple, Jeff.
More sense. Let's drop the quintuple right here. Since last year, obviously massive moves, and I like this. There have long been alternatives to Bitcoin, such as Ether and XRP. How do you like that? I mean, you have all these other digital assets, and they keep focusing on the three big ones: Ether, XRP, and Bitcoin. Obviously, there's a lot of other projects. Obviously, there's a lot of other great projects that are up and coming, and people are crushing it. But from their perspective, there's others. I'm not going to open the article, but it says, now there's a way to trade the cryptocurrency craze, and strategists at guess where? JP Morgan say it could be an opportunity for investors to diversify their exposure in the marketplace. And so here we go again. We have, many from the financial space that typically, not that long ago were saying, hey, stay away because you don't want to touch it. And now they're all like, oh my God, look what's happening. Bitcoin's going to go to 50,000, then it's going to go on its way to 100,000 potentially, maybe this year, maybe next year, who knows? But that's what they're all seeing, and they want a piece of it.
Yeah, exactly. And part of that whole thing, it's like, okay, so who else? Now you start hearing rumors like, who else is going to throw in? Well, that's not the right one. That's yours. You got your screen on there, but who's throwing in? Who? None other than there's two of them down there. It's hard to tell. Twitter chief financial officer says the social media giant is considering whether to add Bitcoin to its balance sheet. So when they do articles like this is kind of like a test, float balloon. They throw it out there. They want to see what kind of comments. I'm thinking about doing this, and if it comes back where everyone, they load up the army and they come after them, then they're like, well, maybe we're just thinking about it, right? So this test balloon thing.
That kind of shows you how weak Twitter is. Elon Musk wasn't tweeting and asking people and commenting like this before he bought in. Neither was MicroStrategy.
But Jeff, the thing about Elon Musk is I love him because he does his own thing. He doesn't give a rat's behind what happens. He's like, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to live my life, living my dream, not someone else's. So, so look at this right here. We have Ned Siegel says he said the social media giant, well, we're considering whether or not we'll add it to our balance sheet. He was in an interview with CNBC on Wednesday. He said if Twitter employees and vendors ask to be paid in Bitcoin, then the company may consider investing in Bitcoin as part of its treasury. So you see what they're doing there, Jeff? They're trying to blame it on the employees. Well, if the employees want to be paid in Bitcoin, then we might actually, it's like they don't want to, they're very sort of shy. They don't want to throw it out there. They're worried, hey, what's up, fellas? Doesn't really want to say it. We might, Jeff. I mean, if the employees, God bless them. If they want to be paid in Bitcoin, we may consider that. And if we consider that, well, we might as well throw in and, I might put 1% of the balance sheet in Bitcoin. It's not like they're the only ones doing it, right? So this right here, this one kills me. We've done a lot of upfront thinking to consider how we might pay employees should they ask to be paid. Jeff, really? It's like if they ask to be paid, it's like, oh my gosh, what's that, Jeff? It sounds like the employees asking to be paid. This is so pathetic.
I would like to be paid for the work I've offered.
Hang on a second. I'm getting a message from the employees. They want to be paid in Bitcoin, Jeff. And now we might
Sweet.
consider.
Now we might consider it. How
So-
dare they want to be paid?
And look how they bring the sister company, Twitter's sister company, Square, is already a Bitcoin investor. Last October, they announced they purchased 50 million worth of Bitcoin. Well, now last October, they already made a
Man,
crap ton of money.
50 million, man. That's so weak.
You know,
Weak.
if and
50
here's the
million. Come on, you got Mass Mutual with 100 million, and here you have a tech company goes in for
Okay.
50, and MicroStrategy is in for $1 billion, and these
don't
guys got to put on their big boy pants.
Don't start with Mass Mutual. Mass Mutual was my old 401k. They went in on Bitcoin that they didn't allow me to buy Bitcoin in my 401k. And then I got shafted and moved to some other I don't even know what it is, a 402, maybe a 40k. I don't know what it was, but so they're blaming on everybody. They're talking about, Tesla joined the party and MicroStrategy joined the party, and there's a giant party going on. And at press time it was trading at $45,000. So I don't know. It's just do your own thing, Now, a funny thing is, had Twitter invested probably $100 or $150 million, they wouldn't be trying to think of new ways to monetize. Because now they're floating, the other idea they're floating, Jeff, is that because of the advertising revenues are down, we're actually seriously considering a way to monetize. We might add a special feature, and for that you'll be paid a subscription. That's not going over well with the Twitter with people on Twitter. They're like, good, add it. We're not going to use it.
They'll be gone. See ya. Done. I just want to give a shout out to everybody on right now. If you guys are brand new to the channel, make sure you look below, hit the red button that says subscribe on it. And then when you hit subscribe, you'll be subscribed to the channel, which is awesome. Then hit that little bell notifier, because when you do, every time we go live, you get a notification. And I just found out today, which I'm going to make sure we do this every single time, that if I put this all together before the 30-minute mark, meaning before 7:30, then at 7:30 you get a notification that says that On the Chain will be streaming in 30 minutes. So from now on, we'll be doing that. We'll be putting these up earlier, and that way you'll get your 30-minute warning, which is awesome. So, big shout out to everybody here. And then I just want to add this up into the stream. This is from our buddy Tom Emmer. Let me see if I can somehow easily zoom into this. Let me see. Zoom. There we go.
I'm gonna zoom.
Can you see it?
Zoom.
Zoom,
Yeah, I see
zoom,
it fine.
zoom.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Whoa, that one really zoomed. All right, so this is Tom Emmer, Congressman Tom Emmer, and he keeps bringing this up. So keeps posting stuff. Cryptocurrency allows finance to transcend borders. This is a big statement. But before that can happen, many countries, including the U.S., need better tax guidance. And this also then goes back to the Token Taxonomy Act and what Warren Davidson was working on, what Darren Soto was working on. And Tom Emmer was also a co-sponsor to the Token Taxonomy Act. And now we know that Ron Hammond, who was one of the authors of the Token Taxonomy Act when he worked for Warren Davidson, is now the Blockchain Association. That's a side note. But anyhow, so Tom Emmer has really been, posting. He's a lot, just being extremely vocal over the past weeks, talking about this. And there is something posted here in the Library of Congress. But he says here, last week, the Law Library of Congress released a report that he commissioned on tax guidance as part of his role, my role as co-chair of the Congressional Blockchain Caucus. The results are in. We need regulatory clarity now, and the U.S. can lead the way. So, Chip, what are your thoughts? And then we got this: no tax on crypto is the best. Yes, but what are your thoughts? What is,
I saw that top influencer thing come out yesterday. We talked a little bit about it, and I think Hester Pierce, who is a regulator, who's a commissioner with the SEC, felt a little embarrassed because they named her as an influencer. I forgot what number she was, but she said, I'd like to see a day when, all the top people, not one of them is a regulator, because it's kind of embarrassing to be called crypto mom. And then you got this giant lawsuit that's totally disrupted, not only the SEC v. Ripple, but also against the whole altcoin marketplace. So, yeah, Tom Emmer is one of the good guys. Darren Soto, a good guy, really fighting for it. I'd like to see some more women in Congress kind of throw down and get involved in this, because there's a lot of youth, too. When you look at Congress, it's some of the older people that are getting into it. I would say I think Darren Soto is a little bit probably one of the younger ones. But before I get into that, Jeff, here's another thing. While we're on a mission here, I want to talk about our podcast, because our podcast is growing very well. It's on a bunch of different platforms. You can simply just go to here. I'm going to drop the link in there. Let me drop the link. There we go. So guys, let me drop the link in there. You just click on that link and you'll take you off to this other page, and you click the subscribe button and you'll be able to go to, you know, Apple. If you have an app, if you're on iOS, probably listen here. I listen on Spotify, but I have them weird. I have another one that's not on this list that's that I queue up different podcasts. Stitcher's great too. Stitcher's a nice one.
That's nice. And you can tune into us over there, and then you can listen while you're in the car, wherever you are. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we had Jose on last night or the night before, and he said, "Hey, I found you guys through the podcast, and then came over here." So it's kind of cool to see how people might find us. And
well, then our fishing buddy here from Detroit, he also was listening on the podcast, or he listened to the replay, and tonight's his first live stream. So
that's really cool. Hey, cool, Enemy's saying, anybody know about Gene Simmons? So I put out a tweet to Gene Simmons. I can put it in the chat. You guys can retweet it. By the way, I've got another way to reach Gene, so that's pretty cool. Thanks to a good buddy of mine who knows everybody. Hey, do you know this person? Yeah, here you go. Contact this person. Ooh. But I like the idea of like getting the community involved and getting it out to them. I will drop the tweet in there. Hey, everybody. That sounds like Crypto Eddie. Hey, everybody. So I will drop it in there. Hang on a second, Jeff. I gotta look for it. Fraser.
No, you do that. I like how Fraser says, do you truly believe 400K is even likely for BTC? Even 100K seems like a stretch. 400K, you know, we were bringing that up. ARK Investment was talking about, they've kind of put together why they think it could potentially be possible, but it was based on the S&P 500 companies, you know, all getting in and putting 10% of their cash into Bitcoin could push the entire price up another $400,000 based on their analysis. Could it go to 100,000? I mean, we're scratching the surface here of 50. If 50 is possible, then why wouldn't 100,000 be possible? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there's a lot of smart financial analysts out there that have talked about 150, 180, and even some of those financial analysts from JP Morgan have been talking about that possibility. So, you know, I think we just need to hang on to our seats because there's a lot of things that could potentially happen. And who thought it would get to 50 at this point this year when we're, you know, touching 10,000 not that long ago?
No, it's actually right. James XRP rule, which I'm going to promo something for him in a little bit. Fast $20 XRP after regulation, zero doubt. Yeah, and people, listen, when there's one crypto that's on sale and that the FOMO is running hard, you're going to find everyone. You don't think that can hit as quick as it hits $1, it'll hit 5, 10. And if you don't think Bitcoin's going to 100,000, I mean, just a couple of months ago, they're saying there's no possible way it can hit 40,000 or 30,000. You know, the all-time high was 20, and that's what it was. Well, with who's getting in and bringing legitimacy to the space, it's definitely going to happen. I wanted to show this tweet right here because we were just talking about this, but this is so I put this tweet out. Hey, Gene Simmons, you available to be a guest on our cryptocurrency geopolitical show?
Yes, he is. No.
Damn right he is. We have a heavy focus XRP and altcoins. Love to get your opinion on because I like the fact that he's into a lot of geopolitical stuff. When I see him on shows and stuff, I like to talk a little about some. Yeah, he's really fantastic, really smart guy. And we put some of the previous people, like we had Alex Mashinsky on here, and he's the CEO, co-founder of Celsius Network. We had JP Thiriot, who is the CEO of Uphold. Then we had on Catherine Coley, or as she said to call her, Coley. She's the CEO, ex-Rippler, spent a little over 2 years over at Ripple. And then we had, sorry, that was a typo. It's Curtis Wang, founder of CEO of BitTrue. And then, of course, we had John Deaton on twice, and he is the one who wrote the sort of the real answer to what the SEC was doing. So, guys, if you can, guys and gals and all people, please retweet that. If you can retweet that, I would love it. Retweet it, put a little comment in there. Come on, show Gene. Let's keep up the pressure. It might be a great way. If anything, we're spamming the hell out of his notices, which I'm sure he gets a crap ton of them. But why not? There it is.
Yeah, look at this. Professor X, brings up a really, really interesting point. If you were to pay an employee an XRP, would you buy it now or would you wait till later? Now, if you're paying them your whatever is equal, you could potentially buy it and pay them. and it's not really going to have, much of a ramification other than a little bit of a cost in the transaction. However, if you buy, now, then you're speculating that the value of it is going to go up and that it's going to potentially cost you less now to support, and pay your employee. That's a
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Ask James Rule. He knows something about it.
Exactly. Yeah, James would be, a good one to comment on that. You're right. Being
he knows
that,
a little something
he
about
knows
it.
a little something about that. That's right. So
A little something. I'm queuing up another one here,
there
Jeff.
you
Let's
go,
just
right
take
there.
a look at the
Look at that. Oh, hang on. Did you see it here? Paid in
XRP only, right there.
He gets paid in XRP only, and it's it's great. How awesome is that? He's living the dream. He's living the what is that?
He's living the dream. He's completely decentralized, man. He makes his own decisions. He has a card from Uphold. He goes out and spends the way he wants to spend it. He's
Nice.
buying hoodies and
Sweet.
T-shirts and whatever he wants to do, man. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
So this was Hester Pierce. We funny enough we brought her up. But let's put this little snippet on here. Let's hear what she has to say.
There are circumstances where we have a framework at the SEC that's built in the 1930s and 40s, and then added on over time. And so certainly now that we're seeing what's happening in the crypto space, for example, there are areas where I think we're going to have to make adjustments, and I would like us to move faster.
Oh, no kidding, Jeff. There are some areas where they need to make some adjustments. As she's
Like to
saying that,
slow down. Should slow down.
Slow
down.
when you're saying that, she's like, and there's some areas where she's almost like laughing, like, yeah, I know, you're calling me crypto mom, and meanwhile, we got the other arm of the SEC doing their thing, and all the people left the building, and I don't even know why we're doing it, and I don't even know how we get out of it. Maybe that's what she's really thinking, Jeff. It's hard to know, really.
That could be. It makes sense. That makes sense. So here we go. I want to go through this whirlwind right here. This is all real world activity, of what's going on in the space, as we speak. And, we like, as the space increases and there has to be some substance that supports the increase in the valuation of the market. And that substance comes from real world utility. So I want to bring up one thing first, because I think this kind of alludes to also the direction that things are moving in. And this is CME. So they have Ether Futures. And in day one of Ether Futures, they showed $30 million volume on day one. $30 million. I mean, that's massive. Those are futures. I'm not going to pretend to understand the buying and selling of future contracts, but this is so you have CME, this the first day one, and they're putting out Ether futures. I thought that was kind of cool. But let me go to this next one here. I want to get your feedback on this.
We lost you, Jeff, on the camera.
Oh, come on, really? See, it was just a matter of time. So it didn't work. Even the best laid plans,
they're always best laid, and never happens. What's up, Wade? Look at Wade, throws up a big 589. Nice, Jeff. It's funny.
Oh man, you got to throw it up. Can you throw it up? Oh,
I can't throw it up because I didn't take a screenshot of it. But I
didn't take a screenshot.
I think
you
I
said
did.
You took a screenshot. You said you took a screenshot.
You liar! You're a liar. I knew it.
Screenshot.
Yes, I have
a screenshot.
I have it right here.
Can you show it or no?
Yeah, I'm going to throw it to my computer so I can actually put it on the screen. It's not going to help.
All right. So while you're working on that, so Chainlink supporter Deutsche Telekom has been staking on blockchains. So this is Deutsche Telekom, another real world utility over there. And then we've got one more while you're working on that. I've got one more up here. Hang on. Here we go. I got to click. There we go. A Siam Bank's VC arm to invest $50 million in blockchain and DeFi startups. Dude, it's amazing. Singapore, Japan, even in China, and all over the world, you see all this investment from from banks. You saw what was going on in Germany and Switzerland and Sweden, all over the world. You see investment and all these things going on. What's going on in the U.S.?
Absolutely nothing, Jeff. And even more so, what's going on with my computer here? I say I got to turn the Wi-Fi on first. It's such a pain. Keep talking, Jeff. Go ahead. Keep it going.
Keep it going. Keep it going. I'm invisible. I am invisible. Let's see here. I'm trying to find one other one. Here we go. So we have Apex brought up Deutsche Telekom is also on the governing council of HBAR. So that's very cool. Let me see here. Hang on. I'm trying to see what other good things are being posted in here while we're going. Let's see. All right.
I got it.
You got it?
I got it. Yep, I got it.
Okay.
Hang on.
I was
let me
about
throw
to
it
pull
up here.
something else up, but go ahead.
Here we go. So, yes, finally I have it here. Let me turn my Wi-Fi off. Let's go back to normal because I don't. Yeah, there you're still not showing up there. I don't try to plug in your camera. So let's go ahead and share. So the other day I'm looking at this. I'm like, and Jeff and I both sort of noticed it. This is just one of the videos that I turned the monetization on way later, and you guys see this right here. Bam. So you look at the analytics here, 7,000 views, whatever, and look at that right there. Is that a sign of something?
Your
589,
estimated
dude.
revenue.
589. Let's move that decimal place over 2 places to the right, and I'm starting to smell a sign there or something. Either that or it's just wishful thinking, which I think it's...
So look, it matches what Wade. So it's forecasting that Wade was going to support
it's so funny how
the
people...
following day.
Isn't it funny how they bring up a news story, like we're just about to get into it, and they're like, hey, how about this? And we're like, man, that's on our list of things. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to talk about this thing, Jeff, because you know me, I love decentralization, and I wanted to talk about this. This is a VC company, a venture capital fund called Version 1, and they said they're excited to announce their investment in Arweave. It's a decentralized platform and enables anyone to store documents and applications, but here's the twist: forever. Okay, so normally you store a document somewhere, and your document can be stored there for however long you pay for it. But Arweave allows you to store it for forever. Apparently, I don't know. I guess I don't know how forever is, but it's a long time. While there are other decentralized storage platforms out there, Arweave is offering something unique: permanent storage. And the protocol does this by using a novel consensus mechanism called proof of access, where miners compete to provide as many replications of the data held in the system as they can. So that's pretty cool, and it looks like this. It's a really cool, kind of like almost throwback website, real simple, But I like anything decentralized. You know why, Jeff?
Why? Why is that?
Well, I'm going to tell you, man. I'm going to get into it because decentralization equals freedom.
Damn
and
straight.
the more things become decentralized, the better off we're going to be all the way around. I mean, all the way around, which is really good. What time are we coming up in here? Hey, I wanted to let you guys know something. Right after this broadcast here, I want you guys to pop over and see. Hang on a second. Let's do this. James Rule, XRP, is interviewing Jimmy Valley. He's the managing director of Vahil Capital.
Big time.
XRP Investments. They're going to talk about payments, whatever. And guess what? I'm going to drop it right inside here. Man,
Ready for the IMF.
That was the.
That was the bad signal. That's the bad signal for DNI.
Watch DNI pop in now. We just nailed it with that. So here it is. Watch James XRP Rule. Right here. Boom. Guys, this starts at 9 o'clock. Go set yourself a reminder. There's already 8 people waiting. It starts in 3 minutes. We're gonna get out of here, but I want you guys to go over and watch this. It's gonna be a great interview. Check it out. Click on that. Click your reminder. That way you know what it is. But it's in the chat right there. Look at Mr. K says. Mr. K over here says, "You want a chip being decentralized, and I'm free to do whatever I like." You're damn right.
Right. That's right.
Free to do what I want any old time.
You know what, Chip? XRP. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's magic.
Boom! In unison, Jeff. That was like right in unison that time.
Magic.
Man, I love it.
There you go.
I love it. Crypto Novice says.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. Clicked it off. Like you try to click and it's like.
Well, you're clicking and I'm clicking, and then it moves to the next one. It's always a
great show. Awesome show. So it's great. Yeah. Man, there was a ton going on today. It was really exciting to see. It's exciting to see the movement. Man, this morning I woke up, I opened up the stock, and
I thought you were going to say a beer.
I opened up the beer at
Crack open a
9:30.
beer, yeah.
You know, everything was red. It was like all the way down. The whole day today was red. And then even this space is going a little red. But, you know, it seemed like it recovered a little bit. It looks like XRP definitely moved over that 50-cent mark. Cardano also, man, from Sunday, it was hovering around 60 cents. And I saw it push up to 88 cents. You know, and Cardano's, you know, definitely making some waves. Everything's making waves, moving in this direction.
XRP
Man,
Army.
it's exciting.
Hit the
Really
like.
exciting.
XRP 10K easy, zero doubt. Loving the optimism in tonight. Man, Apex crypto. So Seth, Tone Vase is a maxi. Only sees crypto one way. Yeah, he is. But you know what?
Right.
Hey, listen, even if you're a maxi, you go like, hey, even if a clock is wrong twice a day, a broken clock, and maybe I'll just throw a bag in there, you know. I know plenty of maxis that don't talk about the fact that they're invested in other projects. So anyway, Jeff, enjoyed another one. Guys, be back here for our Thursday night show. Again, we really appreciate you coming in from all parts of the world, coming in here, joining the OTC family. We break bread together, and we're going to have another meetup pretty soon. We'll announce it not too long from now, but we'll have another meetup. Might be in...
No, we'll do it in March.
March.
Yeah, we'll do it in March. It's so funny. I was thinking of saying something about a meetup, and it's like Chip said it. Damn. So that's fantastic. Appreciate everybody being here. You guys are awesome. We do have that show coming up tomorrow night, and Thursday is tomorrow night because the week is coming to an end here pretty soon. But we'll look forward to seeing everybody back on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow we do stream Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do a morning show at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays, and that way we can get all sorts of people in there. And then Chip is going to be starting something up on Sunday, so hopefully he'll be doing something early Sunday morning. Trying to figure out the right time slot. We'll get that going. You guys will be notified, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys all back on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only here exclusively on the chain.
See you on the next one.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.